Okay, I got my post dry clamp together here. I just wanted to show you what, this is the look I'm going for right here. This looks great to me. The 3/8 or half the thickness of the Baltic birch ply on each edge here. So it just keeps wrapping around this edge here and so on. The one thing I wanted to show you was, this is 90 degrees obviously, and you can see the difference in the gap back here. At least I hope you can, of the taper. So according to my software, the degree of taper from my 5 inches to 3.5 is 1.17 degrees. Well, I'm lucky enough to own this tool made by Bridge City. It's called an Angle Master, and it's kind of a double check to my work to see where I'm at, and that's kind of fun for me to check it that way too. But I took the measurement here. I'm gonna zoom in on that and show you what it is. It's 0.106. Okay. So if I go to my table that they provided with the tool, and I can show this to you too, hopefully, 0.106. If I can find it here again, right there, says it's 91.188 degrees. So, and did I have that in there? Let me do this one more time. 1.0. Gotta get my cheaters on here. 1.06 right there. So this says it's 1.188 degrees. So pretty good cut for me. It's within one 1/100th of a degree, I guess. So I'm happy with the way it looks, regardless of whether or not I was accurate or not. But as it turns out, it is pretty accurate from the software to the actual cut. So what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to put my post together yet. I'm going to leave it in pieces for now. I'm just going to go to work on the top. But this is just a nice look. I think it's going to be a great post. And I'll round over these edges and put my feet on it like I showed you in the preview. So anyway, let's get to work on that top. Okay, I got my blank cut from my tabletop. It's 30. I need a 36-inch diameter top, so I made this 36.25 by 36.25. I don't have a ruler long enough to go corner to corner, the diagonal here. So, but I do have these two pieces of steel that are fairly straight, and they're 36 inches. When I put them together, I can get the length I need here. And I keep that on that corner up there. Like that. Let me just double check this corner. Yeah, that looks good. So if I put my hand on this, and I know that this is about center between these two holes, and just get the one out of the way, I can make my mark here. Now this being the bottom, by the way. And then if I do the same process on this, go in this direction, about the same amount hanging over, something like that. Corner. That's corner. we go. So there's my center point that I'm going to use. I'm going to drill a 1/4 inch hole here and then use my router to make this circle. So let me get things set up for that and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm just getting ready to cut my circle, and I just I made this quick jig, circle cutting jig that is based off of my adjustable router fence. So I'm using the bolt and the washer and the knob and the compression piece, I'll call it, and all I had to do was make this little 6x6 platform that holds my pivot pin here. So the limitations of this are these. You know, whatever length rod you want to put in here, that's the diameter circle you can cut with a router. So I mean, you could do this on the bandsaw, but I don't want to have to set up a table and all that jazz to spin this big a piece. So I'm going to instead spin the router around the diameter of this table. So let me, I'll show you how I made this in another video. It's pretty simple, but it's going to be pretty sweet, I think. So let me get things plugged in here, and I got to drill my pivot pin hole here yet. I can do that right now, I suppose. Hang on. Let me get my cheaters on here again. That should be deep enough. All right. I've already got my diameter set, which we know is going to be 18 inches. Or I should say my radius. My diameter is 36, so my radius is 18. We get a little mallet here to tap that peg in. That's good. That's good. Perfect. Just to hang it over. I got a 1/4 inch bit in here, and I'm splitting the bit right on the edge here. So that's great. I suppose I better check this last one just to be sure. And I know it's also good. So I'm going to get some blocks underneath this and get it set up. I'll change the camera angle here a little bit, and then we'll get rocking and rolling. I want to show you my setup here. I've got my vacuum hose and my electrical cord running through a spring that I have attached to above my ultimate work table. I use it just primarily for my dust collection, but in this case I've got my cord up there as well. And I'm going to see how this works out going around once or twice. I think I may have to untangle things from time to time, but we'll give it a whirl here and see what happens. One thing I do want to tell you is I'm going to take this very slowly. I'm going to take very small cuts here. I've got, this is my only shot of plywood here. And I guess the other thing I wanted to mention is the way I have this clamp too. I've got 3 corners clamped. This one being like a caul coming across because there wasn't really a hole to the way things worked out. So anyway, let's get started here. Alright, it's working pretty good. I got to take pretty light cuts, so we'll come back when I get to the last cut. But I like the way it works. That worked out pretty well. And I say pretty well because I had one spot where I got a little cocky and I wasn't holding the base down here, and I took a little bite right there. But that'll be, I'll patch that up, sand it off. I forgot to mention when I was doing this is that I had 5 blocks underneath the circle as well. You don't want that to drop on you. So that looks pretty good. I'm gonna do a little sanding on that. This being the top side. There you go. Round over the edges a little bit. So all in all, I think I had the camera shut off for maybe 10 minutes, but I'm happy with the way it turned out. I've got to use the jig again because what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave it set up like that because I'm going to add additional blocks underneath here to give it some thickness. So, well, after I do that, we'll have to cut away those edges and flush it up as well. Looks good though so far.